Your boss turns to you in a meeting and says, "What do you think?" The room goes quiet. Everyone's looking at you. You feel your chest tighten, your mouth opens, and what comes out is some version of the words that sort of make a point, but mostly just circle the runway without ever landing. We've all been there. And then 2 hours later, in the car or in the shower after a workout, the perfect response finally shows up. Unfortunately, there's no rewind. It's too late. Here's the thing. The communication that actually shapes your career rarely happens during presentations you've had weeks to prepare for. It happens in the moments you didn't see coming. Welcome back to our Speak Like a Pro series, episode 2. Last episode, we covered the rule of 3 and why your audience can only hold 3 or 4 things in working memory. Today in this episode, we're tackling something most productivity advice completely ignores: how to be a more effective communicator when you're put on the spot. We'll break down why it trips people up, share frameworks that fix it, look at what the research says, and give you 4 tips you can start using right away. So why does impromptu speaking feel so brutal? Think about what's happening in your brain when someone catches you off guard with a question. You're simultaneously trying to figure out what to say and how to say it. Those 2 things are fighting for the same mental bandwidth. So instead of a clear, organized thought, you get a traffic jam. You freeze, you ramble, you fill the silence with, "So, yeah, basically," and hope nobody noticed. Matt Abrams, the Stanford lecturer whose public speaking class I took and who we featured in the last episode, has spent years studying exactly this problem. His book, Think Faster, Talk Smarter, makes a really compelling case that most communication training has it backwards. It focuses on planned speaking, presentations, pitches, keynotes, but the vast majority of what we actually say at work every day is unplanned. Answering questions in meetings, giving feedback to a colleague, explaining something on the fly, making a case in a hallway conversation. Getting sharper at those moments is one of the biggest productivity gains most people never think about. Now, here's what makes this exciting. The research shows this is absolutely a learnable skill. A 2024 study in the Journal of Surgical Education put 54 medical trainees through a structured workshop on impromptu speaking techniques. Before the training, most participants reported low comfort with being put on the spot. After, significant improvements across the board in their comfort level, their ability to read the room and integrate the audience's perspective, and their ability to land a clear central message. 91% said they even wanted more training afterwards. But here's the kicker. The researchers concluded that impromptu speaking is not an innate talent. It's a trainable skill. Structure is what makes the difference. So what does that structure look like in practice? Here are 4 tips to help you think faster and talk smarter. 1. Lead with problem, solution, benefit. This is one of Matt Abrams' go-to frameworks, and it's a killer for spontaneous moments where you need to be persuasive. Someone asks why you think the team should switch project management tools. Don't wing it. Go, "Our team tool doesn't integrate with our CRM, so we're doing a lot of double entry. That's the problem. Tool X connects natively and auto-syncs the data. There's the solution. We'd cut about 5 hours of duplicate work per week across the team. There's your benefit. 3 moves: clean, productive, and persuasive. Number 2, reuse the what, so what, now what from episode 1. If you listen to episode 1 in our Speak Like a Pro series, you already know this framework. Here's why it's even more powerful in spontaneous situations. It works when you're not trying to persuade anyone, just trying to be clear. Someone asked for a status update and you didn't prepare one. What? We're 2 weeks behind on the Q3 timeline. So what? That puts us at risk of missing the holiday launch window. Now what? I need a decision on contractors by Friday. You'll sound organized even when you had 0 prep time. Number 3, pause before you speak. This is counterintuitive because instinct tells you to start speaking immediately so you don't look clueless. Fight that. Instead, try paraphrasing the question back. So you're asking about the timeline for the rollout. That buys you 2 or 3 seconds. Doesn't sound like much, but it's enough for your brain to grab a framework and slot your thoughts into place. Nobody notices a brief pause. Everybody notices a rambling answer that goes nowhere. And number 4, it's a conversation, not a performance. This might be the biggest unlock. When we treat being put on the spot like a test we can pass or fail, our anxiety spikes and our thinking shuts down. But when you tell yourself, this is just a conversation, the pressure drops. You stop trying to be perfect and start actually responding to the person in front of you. That's when you're at your sharpest and your most productive as a communicator. So here's the bottom line. Spontaneous communication isn't a gift. It's a skill you can build. The frameworks we covered, problem, solution, benefit, and what, so what, now what, give your brain structure when it needs it most. Use them enough, and they become automatic. That's when those what do you think moments stop being scary and start being your chance to stand out. One more episode to go in our Speak Like a Pro series. In episode 3, we're tackling the elephant in every conference room, public speaking anxiety. 85% of people say they're nervous about speaking in public. We'll show you how to manage it so it stops managing you. Your move.